Today I'm treating myself to my favorite Chinese food. It's sweet and sour chicken. Join me here in my small kitchen along with my guest cameraman and Dulce. Learning and fun here on Channel 1. You can find the ingredients in the description box below, but at a glance the ingredients: chicken, dark soy sauce, sugar and salt, and some cornstarch. For the stir fry later on, garlic, onion and ginger, red and white paprika, sugar, some salt, ketchup, and pineapple bits. By the way, we have a guest today, Dulce. You'll see her later. And we are ready to make our marinade. So, again, a glance on our ingredients. This area for our marinade. Let me first start with the cornstarch. Coating the chicken with some cornstarch slurry, just some water here, renders it more flaky. Just mix this together. We have a new cameraman today. Our Yaya Ludo is outside of the country. He will be coming tomorrow to join the gang at the garden. Sugar. Notice the proportion. We add the vinegar. The vinegar was added by mistake. It's not part of the original recipe, but it does not hurt. It's just watery. Dark soy sauce. And the slurry that we made earlier. Ideally, it should be thicker without the vinegar. We'll just mix this. I don't have the utensils. And then let's pour it. Come closer here. It's not totally dissolved, but it doesn't matter. It will dissolve as it marinates. Let's just set this aside for now, at least for 20 minutes to marinate. And let's enjoy some drinks and our guest, Dulce. So, while our chicken is marinating here, we have a task to do. Let's prepare the ingredients. By the way, big shout out to Dan Levy. I learned this from him. He's a chef in the Middle East. The preparation of onions for sweet and sour. It's about dividing the onion into quarters, separating the outer layers and use them as garnishing later, along with the other vegetables, while chopping the inner layers finely and stir fry them with the garlic. That's the plan. Let me repeat the plan. If you notice, I divided the onions into two cuts. These ones will serve as vegetables. This will be stir-fried, caramelized, and be dissolved in the sauce. I have a garlic crusher, but I prefer to do it this way. Call it the Channel 1 way of preparing ginger. Or garlic, I should say. This is much quicker. I'm hungry. Just remove the peel like this. Yeah. Like Masi Salman, yeah?
Super crunchy.
Oh yeah. I won't be cleaning the chopping board since we'll be stir frying the rest anyway. So this is something I've learned from Spain. I'll show you how to cut the paprika while avoiding the seeds. Fortunately, this doesn't have much seeds. My cameraman here is also a cook, so he knows the right way. He even worked at a Thai restaurant in his
as a dishwasher.
In his earlier life. Final look at our sofrito. the stir-fry ingredients that we needed. Look. This is my favorite Chinese dish, and I can fairly remember, the first time I had this dish was in 1989 at the Debut Hotel in Manila. It was on the bone, but it was heavenly. I like it. We don't have to fry this until it's completely cooked. 80% cooked is good because we'll be stir frying this anyway. And I think this is good. This should be good. I'll be using the same oil for the next step. I'll be frying the vegetables, the paprika and the roughly cut onions. Just to braise the vegetables. It's good now. Look how ugly our pan is. We'll be using the the same oil. Look at the splatters. We can start with the main stir fry. We'll be adding these vegetables later. I think I'll add them simultaneously. We've got here ginger, garlic, and onion. We'll add the rest. The order might even not matter. The vinegar, ketchup, let's water that down. There's more. I was expecting this much of sugar, but yes, this is sweet and sour.
Dulce.
Huh? The recipe does not call for additional salt, but if you need to, just add it. I'm going to add the rest of the ingredients now. If you notice, this was not included in the marinade, so we'll add a generous amount of freshly cracked pepper.
Pepper.
We can thicken the sauce by adding here cornstarch, dissolved in water. I'm preparing the sauce for a later dish as well. I'll be doing sweet and sour tofu. So this is the plan. I'm not going to use all this for tonight's chicken sweet and sour. I'll be keeping some for our next recipe. This is ready now. We can add the chicken. Remember, this was 80% cooked at least, so we'll be spending at least around 2 more minutes for it to cook here. This is a drawback, or what you pay for delicious meal, stir fry. It's unavoidable to have this splash and lots of dishes to wash, but it's worth it, I'd say. Granted, our cameraman, who himself is a cook, an experienced Thai restaurant crew, says that it should be ready So we'll be adding the previously braised vegetables now. This will finish the aroma and the flavor.
Dahan-dahan. Good. Very good.
And I'm reminded to stir slowly because quick movements are not sightly on screen. Beautiful. Yeah. This should be ready. We don't have freshly cooked rice. Wala kami kanon karon. Kaya bahaw.
Bahaw.
Bahaw. In Kilaban in my language. So I'll be warming this meager rice
love
we
it.
have.
No need to. Sarap pero ano.
No, I don't eat cold rice. No, sorry. That sounds wrong. I prefer warm rice. I don't eat cold rice. That sounds snobbish. That's not acceptable.
Sa amon balagi na tao ng bahaw mo.
Ah, dili. Kung dinner, it should be warm.
Sa mga Ilonggo fans.
Dili. Oh yeah, this should be
Grated
ready now. Yeah, this can easily burn because of its sugar content.
Yeah,
I
think it's ready now.
Yeah, it's ready. I feel like adding more pepper. As always, the amount of pepper is al gusto, according to your taste. The original recipe calls for chili flakes, and I don't have chili flakes, so I'll add pepper instead. This should be ready. Let's plate it.
Action. Enough.
So this is our sweet and sour, my favorite Chinese food, recreated here on Channel 1. Tikman natin. Very much satisfied. I like it. Very much satisfied. I like it. You too can make it. This can be a bit complicated, but just balance the sweetness and sourness, and presto, you have sweet and sour at home. Something learned today here in Channel 1. It's also new for me. If Romilov can make it, you too can make it. Ayun, kain na kami with my cameraman today and with our guest, Dulce. So,